Cancer, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time visiting my channel. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is a weekly read for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's a general reading, so it may not resonate with all of you. If it's not your energies I'm picking up on, then perhaps one of the other excellent readers here on YouTube has your message for the week. We are using the Modern Witch Tarot today. This is a fully shuffled deck, and yet there are 4 cups jumping out all together for you. So it could be quite an interesting week for you, Cancer. A number of those cups are in reverse, so we will say that. But 10 of Cups right at the beginning there. That's excellent energy. Inner happiness and fulfillment. Some dreams coming true perhaps this week for you, Cancer. Just need one more card for Cancer, please. Oh. All right, let's see what we have for you. I moved some stuff around. I'm gonna maybe move this back out of the way a little bit there, so you can see. All right, I burned myself and I had to change the band-aid, and the only one I had was this one that says Turtle Power from my son's bathroom. So that's what that says, if anyone's wondering. I'll just let you know right up front so you don't have to sit there and be distracted by wondering what the band-aid says. Okay, so we talked about your 10 of Cups. That's a great way to start your week, I think. You're feeling good, you're feeling fulfilled, emotionally connected with those around you. Maybe some really exciting development has happened in your romantic life or in your sense of connection to the people you care about. There could be some happy news in the family, in your family, your immediate family or your extended family. 4 of Cups in reverse is our next energy. And that tells me that you've been in a position where your life, your days have been about waiting to some extent. And I'll apologize now. I think the heater is going to come on and make noise. But anyway, the 4 of Cups is you accepting that things are the way they are. And you can choose happiness. And I think that that realization on your part has something to do with you feeling content. You've been considering options, or you've been feeling like you don't have control over some aspect of your personal life, your emotional life. And this week you find a level of acceptance which allows you to choose to be happy. The Ace of Swords in reverse is telling me there's a little bit of confusion right now, perhaps, around emotional matters for you. The swords are about intellectual energies, thinking, considering things from an analytical point of view. But this 5 of Cups in reverse is not unlike the 4 of Cups. So the 4 of Cups is, an acceptance and choosing to be happy. And the 5 of Cups in reverse is also about acceptance and moving on, finding some peace. So this sword in, this Ace of Swords in reverse that speaks to confusion, I think maybe that's more about, you don't really understand why things went the way they went. It doesn't really make much sense that things turned out the way they did. It is confusing for you that it didn't turn out a different way, but you are okay with it. You're learning to accept it. You're realizing that it doesn't have to mean that you're unhappy. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to focus on the parts of your life that are good and positive and uplifting, as opposed to focusing on whatever didn't work out the way you thought it would. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So this is another ace in reverse. Two aces in your reading. Beginnings or delayed beginnings, I think, is a sense I'm getting here. There was something you thought was going to happen, some big shift that was coming, and it hasn't happened, okay? There was an opportunity that you saw at one point and believed could be your opportunity, could be your next step, could be where you're going, but that's not the case. So you may have invested a fair amount of energy into getting ready to move to a new location or really gearing yourself up to get a new job, and then the move didn't go through. The job wasn't offered. In fact, in the end, it seems almost it has that feeling of going through a really long interview process where you have been thinking positive thoughts. You've been getting yourself ready to move on to this new opportunity. You've gone through like 12 different interviews. Maybe one of them was like 8 hours, and you met with 10 people in one place at the office, and then it didn't happen. They didn't give you the offer. So it's a little confusing to you because it was all going so well, and you had in your mind started to imagine what your desk would be like, where you'd eat lunch, who you'd be working with, how that would be, what the conversation with your current employer would be like when you told them you'd leave. And now you're sort of thwarted because it didn't happen. But I feel like that is actually for the best. That wasn't where you were meant to be. That's the sort of the intuitive sense I get, is you don't really understand why you didn't get the offer or why the plan fell through. It feels like you've lost an opportunity, but the general sense here is that you accept that and you understand that it's not essential to your happiness to have that move, to have that job. It's not required for your fulfillment that any particular job or move work out. And I think that's a great headspace to be in, Cancer. The Hanged Man, or the Hanged One in this deck, is coming out next, and it is in reverse. So that generally is telling us that you might be feeling a little concerned about having to make sacrifices now. So maybe you really, in your head, had already moved on to this new job or this new place, and you had mentally sort of separated yourself, and now you need to get back into the flow of life the way it is while you wait for your next opportunity or go looking for your next opportunity. And in that process, you're worried a little bit about having to give things up, give up that idea of making more money. And I don't think you need to. This is just a fear that you might not get another chance, another interview process that goes as well, another opportunity that feels like such a great fit for your interests and your skills. But you'll get another one of those, I'm certain of it. This, so this week is sort of kind of understanding that you carry your happiness with you, and it's not contingent on any particular job or any particular plan actually going to fruition. I'm going to pull one of the Enchanted Map Oracle cards just to finish off our reading today for you. Okay. We have number 5, Goblins. Okay. Let's take a look in the book and see what that is. Number 5, Goblins. Fear is an illusion. Choose love today. Forgive yourself and others. Goblins are born when you're wounded and something essential is lost in that experience. From that point on, as you forget your wholeness, they remain with you in the shadows. There, they remind you of what brought them into being. By mimicking your own voice, tricking you into believing that you're unworthy, victimized, or unlovable. They hold you hostage through low self-worth, self-sabotage, and the feeling that you're lacking what you need. If goblins pay you a visit, know that they represent shadows of your own self or someone else's, and that they're leading you into a potentially reactive situation. A goblin card's appearance is an opportunity for growth, however, and a signal that you must love yourself. No human is without flaws. The goblin's message is that you must release resentments and negative self-talk. Within you is the spark of the divine. Ask Spirit to help heal you. Miracles can and do happen. Let go of the negativity. So I think what I'm sensing here is that this card is coming out just as a reminder, should your mind start to wander to avenues of, oh, I don't know why I didn't get the opportunity, but it must be because I am too much this or I lack that. And it's none of that. None of that is why you didn't have that offer come through. None of that is why the plan to move didn't happen. It is just something that didn't work out because it wasn't where you're meant to be. So it's nothing about you inherently. There's nothing wrong. You are divine, okay? And that's the important point of this card. I hope that you have a great week, Cancer. Thank you so much for the likes, shares, and subscribes. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. Every one that subscribes, every like on a video, every comment that I get, it helps the channel and it helps us to get these messages out to more folks who might find them useful. So thank you so much for helping with that. I hope you have a great week and we'll see you next time. Blessings.